Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Unprepared. Today, I've got a very special guest coming back now for the second time. Kind of. This isn't the podcast, but it kind of is. Who knows? Jon, welcome back. How are you doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me again. I'm excited about this.
And so for the people that are newer to the audience, just a quick rundown, who you are and what do you do?
Yeah. So CEO and founder of The Good. We are a conversion rate optimization firm. What that means is we help brands to convert more of their existing website traffic from a visitor into a customer. And we use data science to help make that a reality. We've been doing this for about a decade, work with brands like Nike, Xerox, Adobe, The Economist, and Swiss Gear, many, many more.
Cool. So right before this, we had a fun conversation and we threw out the outline and said, we are just going to kind of talk about if you are looking into hiring a CRO agency or someone to help you with like optimizing your conversion rate, what does that actually mean? Because I feel like there's a disconnect between what the deliverables are and what you should be expecting.
Yeah.
So, I guess without further ado.
Well, it's kind of like branding, right? It's turned into this term that means something different for everybody. And that's the big challenge that I encounter on a daily basis is how to explain to people what CRO is in a way that helps them get the most out of it. And the reality here is that the most simple definition of conversion optimization is, again, converting your visitor into a buyer and helping them to accomplish their tasks. Now, I say that because our mission at The Good is to remove all of the bad online experiences until only the good ones remain. And if you come into it with that type of mentality, it's not about all of the so-called black hat where you're trying to trick people.
Yeah.
Right? What we're trying to do is help people accomplish the goals that they already have. People are only at your e-commerce website for two reasons. They're there to research and understand if your product or service is going to help solve a pain or a need that they have, right? And then if they determine that you can help them, they want to convert as quickly and easily as possible. And that's all conversion optimization is helping people to understand if you're the right fit and if they're the right fit for your product, and if they are, to convert. And so it's just greasing those wheels is really the best way to describe it.
Yeah. So without going too tangential with kind of where my head was at, because often people come in and they say they want CRO, but what they actually want is more sales, and there probably are easier levers to pull. If you've got a decent conversion rate, maybe it's time you focus on some other KPIs that are going to be probably more beneficial for your business in the long run.
Well, look, if you just want to increase your sales, just run a massive discount and you'll increase your sales. I mean, discounting is not conversion optimization. It's margin drain, right? But it's an easy way to get some wins right away. I think, the thing that really should be considered here is that if you're looking for conversion optimization, or let's just say more sales, really the best way to think about this is incremental improvement, just 1% per day. And that's truly conversion optimization. I get asked every day, what is a good conversion rate? And the reality is it's one that's always improving, right? That's the only solid answer I can give somebody. And otherwise you're just guessing. Let's be honest. How many people, when you ask what your conversion rate is, are really just going to be honest with you, especially competitors? Probably no one.
Yeah.
Or if they are, does it make sense to compare yourself to them? I don't know, because who knows what their margins are? Who knows how they run their business?
Yep.
There's a lot of challenges there that aren't going to be a one-to-one comparison, even if they are your next competitor.
Yeah. So do you guys, so when you're starting a conversion rate optimization project or retainer, there's a few ways that people like to look at it. What's that process kind of look like?
Well, the first thing that people should consider is that it's not a one and done type of philosophy. Conversion optimization isn't just a checklist that you can be provided. And yeah, there's some best practices out there, but you still need to test those on your site with your consumers. And that's the only way to make sure that's going to work. Really, the process needs to be that you should evaluate the site, help people to understand what are the major challenges, what are the roadblocks, and there's ways to do that. And it all starts with data, helping track every click and movement that's happening on your site, heat maps, click maps, scroll maps, right? Engagement data, how people are engaging with the website and the content is what's going to be really important here. Then deep diving into, of course, things like analytics, looking for where those exit points that people are making, where are they dropping off in the funnel. Use all of that data to help form hypotheses around why those are happening, right? Beyond all of that, really just analytics data, that quantitative data, you really want to take a look at some more of the qualitative data as well. So interviewing customers, doing things like user testing, where you're sending people to the site to ask them to complete some tasks while you record their screen and their audio, and understanding where they drop off. So the foundation of all of this in conversion optimization needs to be data. And that way you're taking more of a scientific approach, using that data to form hypotheses around why those problems exist and how you think they can be resolved. And then you're doing A/B or multivariate testing on your site to prove out those hypotheses. In a nutshell, that's really what the process is going to look like.
Now, I guess going back to what you said earlier, there's not many quick wins per se. You still need to test all the low-hanging fruit, is how some people would describe it. Like, there's some obvious glaring things that can probably, like, if your website's broken, you should fix that. Don't even test it.
Right.
But, once you kind of get a good foundation there and you have a good conversion rate, it's definitely a long-term play, and some people don't understand that.
Exactly. I think that a lot of folks come to us and they are in a do or die situation. I'm going to lose my job if I don't get this selling more. Or my business is going to go under if we don't increase our conversions and our sales. That's the wrong time to be approaching conversion optimization, because they're looking for a quick win. And again, there's systematic other problems with their company or their brand or their product. And you need to solve those, things like product market fit. What's the right pricing? All of those type of concerns need to be approached first before you even figure out, okay, I need to increase conversions. If you don't have that baseline, then don't even worry about doing conversion optimization.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. It's for a more mature brand. Sometimes I like to, say a startup would be that 0 to 1 million. Probably not something you should worry about during that point. And, after that, in that scaling phase, that probably makes a lot more sense. You should carve out some of your budget to get someone that knows what they're doing to kind of own that.
Yeah, that's fair. I think, way I like to look at this is they need to have a certain amount of traffic to be able to do testing with in order to show a return on investment. Because the last thing I want to do is have someone come in, work with us, and I can't prove a test out in a reasonable time frame, right? And a lot of people want us to just run 100 tests in a month, and that's just not possible with the amount of traffic that most brands have. I mean, I would say a successful optimization program, you need to have at least 40,000 unique sessions per month. And then, generally over $1 million in revenue in order to be able to prove out a return on investment. But even then, we're only going to run 2, 3, maybe 4 tests per month. And those are going to significantly move the needle. If you have professionals doing this and you have them form the right hypotheses based on the right data, then you can certainly move the needle every month on a small number of tests.
Yeah, I mean, now if someone just heard that and they think that, you know what, I think we're there, and it sounds like that they have a budget to be able to afford something like you. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, just shoot me an email, Jon, Jon, @thegood.com, or just check us out at thegood.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Unprepared is not scripted or edited. When I screw up, it's going live. That might work for this show, but that is no way to run a business. Our partner and sponsor, Rewind, can protect your Shopify store with automated backups and quick and easy recovery. Rewind should be the first app you install on your project to protect your store against human error, misbehaving apps, or collaborators gone bad. It's like having your own magic undo button. Trusted by over 25,000 businesses, from side hustles to the biggest online retailers like Reebok, Gatorade, or Movement Watches. Best of all, you can respond to any of their welcome emails and just mention Unprepared this show and get your first month absolutely free.